Today we're going to be talking to Kyle and Kylie about implementing a year-round school system. We're going to be talking about if it's a good idea, if it's too expensive. First we're going to be talking to Kyle. Kyle, what does data show about student grades?
I feel that students' grades would be a lot better with year-round schooling. If more regular breaks are given with a year-round schedule, students may be driven to work harder, therefore resulting in better grades. With a long summer, students lose a lot of vital information that they had learned in the past school year. Um, for year-round schooling, students would forget less over the shorter breaks, and teachers would not have to cram most of the material they usually do at the end of the year before summer, forcing most students to do poorly on their last exams. Also, they're not able to grasp and maintain the necessary information that they had learned. With the shorter breaks, students are forced to stay engaged almost year-round. Therefore, teachers can be more available during the school year to tutor and help out students in need, as opposed to tutors in the summer, which is basically a worthless cause because students are either learning the material that they'd already learned in the school year, or they're going to learn material that they're going to learn in like 3 months down the road. So I feel that students' grades would be a lot better with year-round schooling.
In what ways would a transition be difficult for schools?
I feel it would be almost impossible to change to the year-round schooling. With the system, for schools to switch to year-round schooling, it would be so difficult because maintaining a school would be near impossible with the summer months that are usually used for cleaning, upgrading, and fixing the small problems that the school may have. Also, the expenses for year-round schooling would be a big time hurt because there'd be heating, cooling, lighting, and food, cafeteria expenses that would skyrocket in the summer months. In terms of money, with the hard economic times, especially in Michigan, year-round schooling's definitely not worth it.
So Kyle doesn't think it's worth it. Kylie, I'll talk to you next. How would a year-round system affect families with two working parents? How will society change?
Year-round schools would affect families with two working parents because they would have to find childcare for multiple shorter breaks rather than one long summer break. This can be good or bad depending on each family situation.
How will our society change?
Well, our society would definitely change if year-round schools were implemented. One big change would be that holiday breaks would be extended to make up for the 3-month summer break that students would be losing. Student breaks would resemble most parent break schedules. Students and parents having similar time off not only makes it easier for childcare purposes, but also makes planning a family vacation easier. On the other hand, if a family has more than one child and one child is in a year-round school and the other is not, then it can be difficult for a family to take a vacation together. Also, the education system would change because the curriculum would need to be altered. Since there are shorter breaks, teachers won't have to spend as much time reviewing old material. Teachers can spend more time on certain material and new curriculum could be added. More material could be covered in year-round schools.
Thank you guys for your opinion. Next we'll be talking to Brianne and Joe. Brianne, I'll talk to you first. What are some ways that year-round schools can benefit at-risk students?
Well, Times Magazine reports that about a month of progress in math skills are lost each summer for average students, and low-income students slip as many as 3 months in reading comprehension compared to middle-income students. With shorter breaks, review time is minimum, discipline problems drop, and year-round schooling helps keep kids engaged. This also helps out teachers, year-round schooling, as the more frequent breaks provide reflection time and time to rebuild the curriculum. The time also allows time to unwind before a new unit is introduced, which helps prevent burnout and decrease absenteeism. With more vitalized and motivated teachers in year-round schooling, it helps the teachers have the energy to teach their students all that is required to teach.
Are the benefits of having more programs for remedial students worth taking away from other summer activities such as sports, summer jobs, etc.?
Year-round schooling may interfere with sports, as schools in the same district may have different schedules, which may involve practicing during their breaks as well as teachers having to come back to coach during their breaks. Students are able to attend summer camp still, as they have an entire month off during the summer months to attend camp. A summer job would be affected as students would not be able to have an entire summer job, but students would still be able to hold a job during the school year if they so choose.
So it seems like a year-round school system will definitely help remedial students. But how can the summer programs that are already going on also help remedial students?
Ordinary summer programs actually do not help at-risk students, as they cannot afford them, or they cannot get transportation there, and the programs may not be available in their area. Very few at-risk students are able to attend these programs, so during the summer months, students do not keep up with their learning, and year-round schooling not only raises test scores, but it provides at-risk students with less learning loss.
Alright, thank you. Joey, from an economic standpoint, what are some areas that will benefit from a year-round transition?
Long term, in the sense of long term, year-round transition would help us better compete with students from other countries, like especially Asia, with where all their students are school year round all the time. Longer days and extending the school year would help raise our test scores and help us close the achievement gap between us.
Does the summer bring in tourism for some states?
Not only tourism, which fuels a state such as Michigan, but from Memorial Day to Labor Day, many businesses hire high school and college students for summer employment. Without these students, there would be not enough Americans out there to fill these positions, and summer camps of that nature would fail because they wouldn't have the patrons and the participation.
So what's your overall opinion on the matter? I know Kyle said he's against it, he doesn't think that implementing a year-round system would be financially beneficial. What do you say about it?
Long-term wise, yes, we'd be able to compete globally again. Short-term wise, I think the cost where we'd have to equip all the schools with air conditioning, paying the staff, which includes not only principals and teachers, but bus drivers and custodians, higher utility and facility costs. I think that schooling would suffer, the quality of schooling would suffer between books and such as things like that.
Alright, thank you guys. Is there a way that the two systems can come to a consensus? Is there a way that we can implement a year-round system in maybe some schools while leaving the other schools untouched?
I think there needs to be more research done. I think making the transition would not be as easy as it would seem on paper. I think there's a lot of gray areas, and I think that we need to do research on the schools that have the year-round school already and look at their pros and cons and see how we can build off of them.
Alright, thank you. Thank you for listening to our program.